Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to GEG Amman's monthly webinar session. My name is Georgina Dean, the GEG Amman leader, and I'm joined by a super special guest today, the lovely Dr. Shahinaz from GEG Sudan, who's going to be helping me with today's last session for 2020. So welcome, Dr. Shahinaz, and thank you for joining today. Would you like to introduce yourself to our community?
Yeah, thank you, Georgina. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Shahinaz Abdurrahman, and I'm an Associate Professor of Educational Technology, and I'm a GEG Sudan leader, and I'm so excited to be here today with GEG Amman and with Georgina. Hello, everyone, and hello, Amman community and everyone. Thank you, Georgina, for inviting me for this session.
No, it's all thanks to you for joining us today, Dr. Shahinaz. And I think it's the third time we get to collaborate together on air. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Dr. Shahinaz
Great.
is there's just a small delay, guys, so bear with us. Dr. Shahinaz is joining all the way from Sudan, as she mentioned earlier, and so there may be a small delay, and if she hops off, she has assured us she will be back in no time, so don't worry about that. So let us know where you're joining from in the chat today, guys. Shout out to Denzel, who's joining from Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, so welcome to Denzel. Super glad to hear from you. And happy holidays to everybody. It's that time of the year when schools are off celebrating the winter break or the end of term. I don't know if it's the same in Sudan, Shahinaz, but here in Jordan, some of the schools are already on holidays, like the school that I work at. But some of the schools, like some of our local schools, they don't actually break up for their half term until the end of January. So they're still busy working away. How is it in Sudan? Is everybody on holidays now?
It's a very bad situation here in Sudan. Unfortunately, Georgina, we didn't start even after COVID-19. We didn't come back to school till now. It's a whole out of school for all our kids and some higher education universities even.
Wow, so there's not even any online learning right now. Is that correct?
Nothing. Yeah, correct.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. I actually wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, it's very hard situation for us. You know that about for the sanction towards against Sudan. There's much than Google even services. It's locked and prohibited for Sudanese. So we can't we can't sign up for Google Classroom and even sometimes Google Documents. We have problem for signing up for a document or Google Drive, or we can't purchase like Workspace or even G Suite Enterprise or even non-profit. We don't have any access to services or other services.
Yeah, it could be a difficult situation this time, and I know COVID has brought so many difficulties for so many, you know, from health to education to so many more. So I'm really sorry for your community and everything that's happening, and I'm sure you're not alone, Shahinaz. I know that there's many others that are suffering in different parts of the world as well because of the current pandemic. So I hope everybody is staying safe and at least you're healthy and able to join us today, and we're so grateful to have you, Shahinaz, and we definitely wish the best of luck for everybody. On a good note, we're really excited today to welcome everybody to our final GEG webinar for 2020. Denzel's mentioned that he's on holiday until the 3rd of January in Abu Dhabi. And then they'll be online for 2 weeks at the start of term 2. I heard that, you know, there's some more, you know, through the news that COVID is outreaching, there's new strains, etc. So I'm guessing that more schools will likely either start online in term 2 or move there depending on how the spread and the pandemic goes. But hopefully it is a safe experience as possible, and people are safe and healthy as possible so that school can return to in person, so students and educators can get that in-person quality that I know so many are looking forward to. Yeah, so welcome again, everybody, to today's final session for 2020. We are really excited just to celebrate the end of a very different year, right, guys? It's been really crazy with lockdowns to online learning to hybrid learning, and we just really don't know what's going to happen next, right? So I have a feeling 2021 is going to be certainly an interesting year. I think it's actually going to be pretty epic. I'm really excited for the education year that lies ahead. For all of the great things that educators and students have achieved this year and how that's going to help education progress and move forward for 2021. And also all of the wonderful Googley updates that have happened this year. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Let us know in the chat if you want to share your Twitter handle or social media handle. It's always great for others to connect together. And here is some information if you'd like to connect with us at GEG Amman. You can reach us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and our YouTube channel as well. And here is some information for Dr. Shahinaz and myself. If you'd like to connect with us in our social media platforms as well, feel free to do so. We'd love to connect and keep the conversation going. So today's agenda is pretty exciting and pretty short. We'll try and keep it short, under an hour. And it's also going to be in Arabic. So I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Shahinaz to help me with the Arabic.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مرحبا بكم جميعا في لقاء GEG عمان، فريق معلمي جوجل عمان، وستكون هذه بإذن الله آخر ويبينار في العام 2020، ونتمنى لكم عاما جديدا 2021 مليئا بالصحة والعافية، ومتفائلون أنه سيكون به خيارات كثيرة متعددة للتعليم وغيره، رغم أننا مرينا بسنة صعبة العام الماضي، وبإذن الله ستواجهنا سنة أفضل. أمامكم على الشاشة GEG عمان. ألتقيكم اليوم أنا من GEG سودان كمترجم للسيشن أو الويبينار الذي تقدمه جورجينا من GEG عمان. معلومات التواصل معنا على تويتر وعلى لينكد إن والويب سايت الخاص بجورجينا، كمان تويتر الخاص بي واللينكد إن. مرحبا بكم جميعا، نرحب بتواصلكم معنا، ونرجو من الحاضرين أن يكتبوا معلومات التواصل معهم على الشات. الأجندة أو المقصود بها عملنا لليوم موجودة أمامكم على الشاشة، وستكون جلسة إن شاء الله شيقة وممتعة بتواصلكم معنا. Okay, Georgina.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Shahinaz. You guys are normally used to seeing Mutassim, who joins, but he has unfortunately been really, really busy this week and the next few weeks with the end of term in this unusual new normal. So he wasn't able to join us today, but Dr. Shahinaz has kindly stepped in, and we're very grateful for her support in Arabic today to continue providing bilingual sessions. So thank you very much for that. So we'll move on. If you would like to take a copy of this slide deck, I'm also going to share this slide deck in the YouTube chat with you guys, and feel free to join and follow along there. Or if you'd like, you can take a copy, and it's kind of a follow your own adventure story. And so you're welcome to take a copy of this and use it as a resource for content or interactive creative lessons that you'd like to do with your learners with Back to School for Term 2. So I've just dropped the link for the Google slide deck in YouTube.
رابط العرض التقديمي الموجود أمامكم الآن متاح لكم، وسوف يتم وضعه في قناة اليوتيوب على التعليقات في قناة اليوتيوب. يمكنكم الحصول على العرض، يمكنكم تحميله والحصول عليه في أي وقت تكون متابعتكم لنا بشكل أكثر تفاعلية. ونواصل جورجينا.
And so we're going to start with the highlights for December. So you can click on here and it will take you directly to slide 5. And here on the December highlights page are some of the educators in GEG Amman that recently got certified this month. As you can see, quite a few are taking the plunge and taking the Googley plunge, I guess I should say, to go ahead and certify with their Google Certified Educator Level 1, Level 2, and even some folks are starting to move towards their Google Certified Trainer certification.
كذلك في أعمالنا لشهر ديسمبر نود أن نحتفل ونرحب ونبارك لمن نالوا الاعتماد من Google for Education، جوجل للتعليم، من GEG عمان. فمرحبا بهم ومبارك عليهم، ونتمنى أن ندعمكم جميعا للحصول على هذه الاعتمادات من الشركة.
So we'd like to say a super big congratulations to all the educators on the slide deck who have just got certified. So shout out to Michael and Sultan for completing their level 1. Shout out also to Matthew, Amman, and Philip who achieved their level 2 Google Certified Educator. And also shout out to Sultan who actually achieved both level 1 and level 2, but he also achieved his trainer skills assessment as he's working towards becoming a Google certified trainer like Shahinaz and myself. So super big congratulations to these educators who, despite super difficult, challenging times, are really challenging themselves and trying to achieve new goals to support their students and their colleagues across education. So congratulations again to them.
نود أن نرفع تهنئة كبيرة للأشخاص الذين نالوا اعتمادهم في شهر ديسمبر في الوقت رغم الصعوبات التي واجهتهم. مايكل وسلطان الذين حصلوا على ليفل 1 educator معلم من المستوى الأول. إيمان وفيليب ومايكل حصلوا على ليفل 2 كذلك. ونبارك كذلك لسلطان الذي حصل على ليفل 1 ليفل 2، وكذلك مهارات المدرب المعتمد. اختبرت 3 اختبارات رغم الصعوبات التي واجهتنا، إلا أنهم تحدوا تلك الصعوبات وأثبتوا أنفسهم وجدارتهم وحصلوا على هذه الشهادات والاعتمادات من شركة Google for Education.
And I didn't actually link in because this session is not really about the certification, but if you are on holidays, I will throw the link into the bottom of this slide deck so that you can take it after. You can, go to the Google for Education website and you can absolutely start your fundamental skills training or your advanced skills training to become a certified Google certified educator and or trainer and or coach. And so there's some great programs that are coming up as well. So I'll link that into the slide deck at the end of the call and you're welcome to take a look at that as well.
كذلك إذا أحببتم المتابعين، إذا أحببتم أن تتعرفوا على شهادات جوجل والاعتمادات التي يمكن منحها بواسطة الشركة، سيتم إدراج الرابط على اليوتيوب، على قناة اليوتيوب التي تحتوي على صفحة جوجل الخاصة بجميع المعلومات الخاصة بالسيرتيفيكيشن أو الشهادات الخاصة بجوجل ترينر أو جوجل كوتش أو جوجل سيرتيفايد إديوكيتر معلم من المستوى الأول أو المستوى الثاني، وكافة التفاصيل الخاصة بها. وأشجعكم إذا كانت هذه فترة إجازة أن تدخلوا في هذه الشهادات وتنالوا اعتمادكم بإذن الله.
And it's a great opportunity, guys, to just say how awesome it is to be part of the, not only the Google Educator Group, this GEG community that we have, but also using these amazing Google for Education applications, the Google Workspace apps like Google Slides and Google Classroom, and all these apps that provide creative ways for students to learn, for educators to be able to teach innovatively across the education. And so when you upskill and when you become a Google certified educator, you're really empowering students, and you're equipping yourself with the tools that you need to provide them with opportunities to create in their learning experiences and on their journey to becoming digital citizens in the new normal. So a great step for everybody to take.
كذلك أنصحكم بالحصول عليها، لأنه فكرة الحصول على شهادات جوجل هي فرصة رائعة فعلا. جمعتنا جورجينا وأنا شخصيا بعدد كبير من الأشخاص وبفرص رائعة جدا جدا. كذلك استخدام خدمات جوجل بكل تفاصيلها، جوجل درايف، جوجل دوكيومنت، جوجل بريزنتيشن وغيرها، كذلك من العروض التقديمية أو المستندات أو غيره، هي فرصة رائعة يمكن أن يحصل منها الشخص على خدمات كثيرة ويحصل على فوائد كثيرة. كذلك عندما تصبح معلما معتمدا أو مدربا معتمدا، فأنت تمنح طلابك فرصة جديدة للإبداع، للابتكار، وليكونوا المواطنين الرقميين المثاليين في العصر الرقمي، وأنصحكم بالحصول عليها.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm also really excited to share about the wider local region in this part of the world, I should say, which is our EMEA GEGs. So I'm really excited. We were only a couple of GEGs when GEG Amman first started back in October 2019, and specifically in the last 5 months, we've actually more than doubled our GEGs in the region, and it's a really amazing time and chance just to celebrate how awesome we have been growing with Google across the region. So I'll let Dr. Shahinaz translate that before I say any more.
مرحبا بكم. كذلك أود أن أشير إلى جروب EMEA GEG، والمقصود بإيميا يوروب ميدل إيست أند أفريكا، أوروبا، الشرق الأوسط وأفريقيا. جروب المعلمين المعتمدين أو فريق المعلمين الخاص بهذه المنطقة. نتحدث عن منطقة متكاملة. تضاعفت عدد الفرق في الفترة السابقة التي مرت فيها فترة الكوفيد 19، تضاعفت الفرق بشكل كبير، وزاد انتشار فرق جوجل للمعلمين المعتمدين.
So, as you can see on the slide deck next to us, we have all of these amazing GEGs. And if you do happen to have a copy of the slide deck, which again, the link is in the YouTube chat, you will actually be able to click on the GEG logos, which have embedded the Twitter handles on how you can connect with these communities and also join their sessions and join the learning. What's really amazing, right, Dr. Shahinaz, about this region is that we're all doing something a little different. The Googliness is a little varied with its own flavor, I guess you could say, as you travel around Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So there's nothing greater than being able to connect with different educators, like even Denzel's on the call. So shout out to his, he's the leader of GEG Abu Dhabi, and so I'm highlighting his GEG there if you'd like to connect with his team. And everybody has something different and innovative to add. And so I always like to encourage even people in GEG Amman to connect with as many educators and leaders from other GEGs as possible.
وكذلك أنصح في السلايد ديك الموجود أمامكم وبالشريحة الموجودة أمامكم، هنالك الGEGs أو فرق جوجل المختلفة الموجودة في المنطقة. بمجرد الضغط على كل شعار موجود أمامكم تحصلوا على رابط تويتر الذي يمكن من خلاله التواصل مع فريق GEG المحدد. إبداع، ابتكار، تتكرر وتتواصل بعض الخيارات والخبرات المختلفة، وكذلك عملية تبادل الخبرات ما بين الأفراد المكونين بكل مجتمع هي فكرة جميلة جدا ننصح بها، وننصح بالتواصل بين GEG عمان وبين جميع جروبات أو مجموعات جوجل الموجودة في المنطقة.
So definitely connect with as many awesome Googly people as you can. Shout out also to our friend Moayed from GEG Abu Dhabi, who's also part of Denzel's team, who recently became a Google for Education certified coach. So congratulations to Moayed. There aren't very many certified coaches yet in this region. Shout out also to Graham, who was, I believe, the very first certified coach from GEG UK in the EMEA region. And I believe Moayed is one of the first 5 to get certified. So really big shout out to him, who's bringing a lot of expertise from the world of instructional coaching to support his education community at his school and across his GEG community.
كما يسرنا أن نبارك لمؤيد أحد أعضاء فريق GEG عمان لحصوله على جوجل سيرتيفايد كوتش، أو أن يتم اعتماده ككوتش، ونبارك له بصفته تقريبا من أول 5 تم اعتمادهم ككوتش. فبرنامج الكوتش هو برنامج حديث في جوجل للتعليم، ونبارك لمؤيد ونتمنى له المزيد من التقدم.
So if you are interested in becoming a Google certified coach to support, if you spend a lot of time one-on-one or 1 to 2 educators to support them in integrating education technology into their classrooms, whether that's in person or hybrid or online, then the Google certified coach program is definitely something that you would be interested in trying and starting to become certified with. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Googley Treats. And on the Googley Treats section, it's a little bit googly and it's a little bit app smashing, I guess you could say, across the board. But we will start with the Googly piece. As we're coming into term 2, we definitely want to keep in mind the importance of varying content creation that we are providing for our students. Hopefully moving more and more towards student-led learning, where they're taking ownership of their learning pathway and journey and creating their own, investigating their own lessons. I'll just let Dr. Shahinaz translate first.
كذلك يسعدنا أن نقدم لكم الآن Google Treats أو المعالجات التي يمكن أن يقوم بها جوجل وخدمات جوجل المختلفة لدعم تعلم الطلاب وجعل تعلمهم ذاتيا، وأن يمنحهم مسؤولية تجاه تعلمهم ويدعم تقدمهم المستمر.
And so we're going to start with this one here. And again, all of the resources on the Google slide deck are embedded with the resource links that you need to use the tools. So this is a link here to the YouTube audio library. So if you're looking for royalty-free, because copyright and fair use is extremely important, especially since many are online now, it's important to abide by copyright and be good digital citizens. So we can lead by example by using free music that we can download. So here, once you log into the YouTube studio, on the bottom left-hand side, you'll see there it says the audio library. And here you can search for different music. You can search by title, track, artist, duration, and you can find the license type here. So the license type will tell you, is this available for free? And you'll see here that this one here is free. You can use it in your videos, including videos that you monetize. Hopefully in education, we're not monetizing our videos, but that is good to see that we can use it in non-monetization as well. And so if you're creating content for your students and you want to engage them and inspire them, who doesn't love starting a lesson with some exciting music, right? So here is a place, the audio library, in your YouTube studio, where you are actually able to locate music, download it, and include that in the content that you're creating for your students. Dr. Shahinaz?
لدينا العديد من المصادر يمكنكم الحصول عليها، تجدونها في صفحتنا أو قناتنا على اليوتيوب. فيها الكثير من المصادر، كلها موجودة أمامكم في العرض الذي تم تمليككم أو وضع الرابط له في صفحة في الشات في قناة اليوتيوب. كذلك في صفحة اليوتيوب تجدون العديد من المصادر، منها الموسيقى الموجودة أو الأوديو تراكس الموجود لدينا، وكذلك يمكن أن تستخدموها وتجعلوا تعلم الطلاب أكثر إثارة وأكثر تشويق عند استخدام موسيقى في بداية الحصة التدريسية أو حتى لو كانت أونلاين. كذلك تجدون على جانب الأوديو مثلا أو الصوت، برنامج الصوت أو الموسيقى أو الموسيقى المحددة، هنالك رابط يحدد لكم إذا كانت فري اللايسنس مثلا او يمكن استخدامها فور فري، ولا هي مربوطه بخدمات اخرى ولا مربوطه باشياء اخرى يجب الحصول على صلاحيه دخول اولا. من هنا يمكن ان نحصل على مدى صلاحيه استخدام هذا ملف الصوت المحدد.
And also for other GEG communities, like if you, I know Denzel's joining from GEG Abu Dhabi. If you are going to be, doing any online sessions as a Google certified trainer, for example, or participating in any GEG events, and you're interested in having some music backing that is not going to get YouTube penalized, for example, for copyright, then this is the place that you would download your music from.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Georgina. Thank you for being so innovative and supportive. Thank you.
I can't take the credit. It's not me who designed this, but definitely a good tool to have. Listen, I wanted to tell you something else, though, something that I just found today, guys. I'm not kidding you. And you're going to, possibly laugh when you just see how unbelievably crazy it is that I didn't notice it before. But you can actually find sound effects here as well. So if you've got this awesome Google slide presentation and you're looking for somebody knocking on the door, let's say you have a choice board Google slide, a little bit like our Google slide here for our G Suite updates. Let's say you have a Google choice board and you want to have a sound every time a student clicks on a certain part of your choice board, then this is an amazing place to find sound effects that you can then import as an audio file, right?
I love it, really, Georgina. I love it.
Have you used it before, Dr. Shahinaz?
No, I just realized now that it exists.
Yeah. Me too. I only found it this morning. I was thinking to myself, as we're preparing for back to school in term 2, I was thinking, what can we do to spice up the lesson content that we're helping our students with? And then I was thinking, we need to add music. And I went in there and I was like, what is this? Sound effects. So I'm super excited and I'm really looking forward to adding that to my lessons next term as well.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, Georgina.
You're welcome. I'll just let you translate it in Arabic.
إذن كذلك في نفس الصفحة فيها الميوزك وفيها الموسيقى ولا الصوت، هنالك خلفيات أو تأثيرات صوتية يمكن استخدامها في ملفات الباوربوينت ولا السلايدز مثلا جوجل سلايدز. لو استخدمناها عروض تقديمية ممكن نضيف أي من الأصوات أو التأثيرات الصوتية الموجودة في اللايبراري الموجودة في اليوتيوب، يمكنكم الحصول عليها بسهولة وإضافتها للسلايدز أو الشرائح المختلفة.
Awesome. So that brings me to our next Googley Treat. Just going to go back here to our Googley Treats slide. Awesome. And here is another one that I actually just found out about last night as well. Believe it or not, I was on Twitter sharing my audiobooks that I was getting ready to listen to in 2021, setting my goals, lots of lifelong learning going on. And a colleague from a GEG in APAC shared this awesome tool here, which is the Libby app. So I'm going to actually open it so you guys can see it. But basically, you can borrow and read ebooks and audiobooks from a local public library for free. I didn't even know about this. It brought back so many memories from when I was a little girl. And yes, I'm getting old now, guys. And I was going to the public library with my dad and my sisters. We would go every weekend and we would read in the library when I was a young little girl. And as I got older, we would go and exchange and take out books. So now, which is really, really helpful considering COVID, right? And maybe the libraries are closed or maybe we can't get to them, that we can actually log in and we can borrow ebooks and audiobooks. I was actually connecting also, Dr. Shahinaz, with Marsha, from the leader from GEG Muscat, and she was saying that she also uses this as well, but it's brand new. I'd never heard of it before until just last night. So I thought I must share this with GEG Amman today. So I haven't tried it yet, haven't had time to download it and have a go, but it is there and it is linked into the slide deck. If you guys would like to give it a go, you just click on the image and go and download the app and give it a try and tag us, tweet us, and let us know how it's going and what your books are that you've borrowed and how it's working.
وكذلك هنالك فكرة أخرى وموضوع آخر لم أعرف عنه, and I didn't hear about this even, Georgina. It's the first time.
It's so cool, right?
So cool. Yeah, you can يمكنكم الحصول على كتب ومكتبة كاملة مقروءة. الآن يمكنكم الضغط على الشريحة هنا. Hi, I'm Libby. المكتبة مقروءة ومسموعة لكتب توتالي فري مجانية كلها، يمكن الحصول عليها وقراءتها بشكل كامل من خلال الموقع. كما ترون في الصور في العرض الموجود أمامكم كتب من جميع الأنواع سواء كانت صوتية أو كتب مقروءة. نرجو منكم أنه تطلعوا عليها فقط بالضغط على اللينك الموجود في هذه الصورة. يمكنكم الاطلاع عليها وشاركونا آرائكم وأفكاركم في تويتر ومنشن أو تاج GEG Amman and GEG Sudan to see what you like about Libby.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear what people are going to be borrowing to read. Now, because I haven't had a chance since, less than 24 hours that I heard about this to download and try it. I don't know if it's available in every region in the world. I don't know even if there are public libraries in every country in the world. I don't know everything about this app yet, but register for your area, see if it's available, and if you can use it, please tag GEG Sudan and GEG Amman and let us know. I also just noticed here we can also use it on a web browser directly with libbyapp.com. So if I click on this link, it's actually going to take me to the Libby app directly, and I can actually use it directly in the browser. Yay!
Yay, love that. سيتم تحميل الصورة حتى ممكن الحصول عليها من غير تحميل التطبيق. كما ترون في الصورة أمامكم يمكن تحميل التطبيق باستخدام الباركود سواء كان من الآب ستور أو الجوجل بلاي. كما يمكنكم أيضا عدم تحميل التطبيق والدخول إليه فقط من خلال المستعرض والقراءة والتصفح بشكل عادي جدا بدون تحميل تطبيقات أو غيره.
And Denzel just said that he downloaded the app and he's going to give it a try, so he's really excited. I'm actually going to give a big shout out to the person who shared this with us, who is James Abella from a GEG in APAC. So shout out to him. And he also hosts with a bunch of us the Thursday PD channel. So shout out to him. He is an amazing education technology leader from I never get the countries right. Yeah, it's not coming to me. I'm not going to remember, but he is from one of the countries. I want to say Malaysia, but that could be that he used to live there and moved to a different one. So I'm not sure. But anyway, he's from out in Asia, and he's an amazing education technology leader, also a computer technologist, and he also teaches information technology, and he's also created his own add-on as well. And so definitely connect with him at ESL Web on Twitter. And thanks to him for always sharing such amazing tools and resources. He's just full of awesome knowledge. So definitely someone you want to connect with in 2021. Okay, and I'm just dropping his details into the YouTube chat so you guys can connect with him. And I noticed Dr. Shahinaz's internet is starting to go, so I may just continue in English, but she'll hop on as soon as she's back. Okay, so the next Googley Treats, since we're on with books and reading, a really awesome opportunity to mention also Libro FM. I know that I was sharing this out on Twitter also yesterday, but it is another amazing opportunity for educators. And so if you are a teacher or an admin or a leader, if you're working in academics at a school, then you are eligible to register for Libro FM. So if you click here, it's going to take you to the Libro FM website where you can actually log in, which I don't have an account with on my GEGMN user, but I do on my personal account. And every month, I'm actually going to make the image a little bigger so you guys can see that. Every month, they actually release a handful, anywhere from like 8 to 16 or 20 books, audiobooks, free for educators at the beginning of every month. So if you log in now and download the free books that came in for December, you have just enough time. You have about 36 hours until the 1st of January, and then they're going to release the January audiobooks as well. But what I really love about the audiobooks that they provide for free are their audiobooks that students can also listen to. Students aren't eligible to have accounts here, but it's a book that you could listen to, then decide if you want to bring that into your school community or not. But they have some children's books, and they also have some education technology, self-improvement, leadership books, anything really related to education. So there was one, I think, in October or November related to supporting teens from a parent's perspective, and I found it super helpful because we're also educating teens in K-12 education. So for someone like myself who's not a parent, it's still really, really useful to get tips and tricks to support our communities as well. And if you are a parent, then it's a double whammy, and you have a great book there as well. So they release a handful at the beginning of every month, and definitely take a look. So again, everything is linked in there for you. It's called the ALC program, is specifically related for the education educators lists for Libro FM, which is an app that you can download on your mobile device to listen to. And shout out to Mohammed, who's joining from GEG Lahore. Hi, Mohammed. So nice to see you today. Thanks for joining in. Feel free to drop your Twitter handle so everybody can connect with you. Mohammed is the leader of GEG Lahore and is super exceptional education leader as well, also a global GEG leader. And so shout out to him, and you can connect with him. He'll drop his handles in there for you soon. Okay, the final Googley treat, because I'm just aware we're getting close to time and I didn't start the updates yet. So lots to celebrate though. So that's also really exciting. And I hope that these tools and resources that I'm sharing in Googley Treats will support you in your journey as you guys look for re-entry into term 2. The last one here is Ditch That Textbook. I believe I share Ditch That Textbook around this time last year as well, and I plan on doing so every year at this time. Matt Miller is the the leader basically for his company Ditch That Textbook, but he's an education technology leader who used to be a high school teacher, and he's one of the most inspirational education educators and leaders that I've had the chance of meeting virtually, because he's all the way in North America and I actually haven't met him in person. However, he puts on something called Ditch Summit, which is an online free virtual summit for educators every year. So you can sign up for free. You also get free certificates for the sessions that you attend so that you can count those towards your professional development and professional learning, as I like to call it. And it runs from the middle of December until the end of the holiday. So we still have until the 8th of January. We've got 9 days, if my math is not failing me today, give or take 9 or 10 days, depending on your time zone as well, to still catch the summit. So go ahead and sign up. The link again in the Google slide deck is connected here to the slide deck. And I'm just going to go ahead and drop the link for today's session in the YouTube chat for Mohammed, who just joined, and anyone else who's joining in, so that they can grab the slide deck as well. And again, the summit information is linked into the sketch notes from one of the educators or education leaders that joined and watched the summit. So basically, I do highly recommend it. It is the first virtual conference that I attended as an education leader here from the Middle East. And you get to be introduced to amazing education leaders like all of these people that you see on this sheet, who most of them are also, I don't know all for sure, but I'm almost positive. You'll all know Slides Mania, so shout out to Paula, who has shared incredibly creative slides. And all these educators, there's Matt Miller on the right, Nairi, Esther, Maria, Dr. Desiree, who are Google innovators and or trainers or both. And so take a look at the summit. There is a session released every day. And basically you can watch any of the videos on repeat until the 8th of January. So although most of these sessions have already passed, you can still watch them on replay just by signing up for the summit. So I highly recommend that. There we go. Yep. Miss Taylor is listed as an innovator there, and others are also certified trainers and innovators as well. So definitely take a look there. And also he provides notes, like PDF notes for the sessions that you can take after. So yeah, definitely connect with these amazing leaders. So if you're looking for that extra little bit of PD or sessions learning that you can do by yourself or with a group of people, then Ditch Summit is definitely a place for you to go and check out. Yeah, lovely to see you too, Mohammed. It's been a while. We need to do a catch-up Google Meet. We need to do that. We did those, if you guys remember, back in, when did we do those? I think it was when COVID first hit and we had like a Google Meet connection with people from the region. And so yeah, maybe we'll try and get that, one of those, up on the schedule for next week. Before we go back to term 2, it'd be great to connect with everybody. So yeah, let me know. Okay, cool. So let's move on with the Googley Treats. As usual, since I think the summer, we started putting a few in here in the Google slide deck so you guys can see how to incorporate it into a choose your own adventure story. So there are some updates that we've posted here. And again, you can click on it and it will take you there. If you're new to the choose your own adventure Google slide story, then it's really, really easy to be able to create something like this. You just add an extra shape over top of your table that you've added the colors to, like this. And just like so, you could even change the shapes to rounded like I had earlier. There you go. And all you're going to do basically is move it around to what you want it to cover. And then you're going to choose the paint tool, the fill tool, and you're going to make it transparent. And you can also choose your line tool and you can make your line transparent. So now you have this transparent object that you can move around your Google slide. And what's really awesome is you can click on the link button and you can add a link to it. And when you choose that link, you can click on slides in the presentation to take you to a different slide inside the deck. So super, super fun way to create content such as embedded, so students can use it to create stories like the Choose Your Own Adventure, but educators can also use this to create self-paced lesson content. So if you're interested in trying out your creative juices for term 2, then this is something you can take a look at. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of updates for December, and then I'm not sure if Dr. Shahinaz will be joining again. I know she said before the call that her internet was a little bit not stable today, so she may be back or not. If not, then thanks for those who joined in Arabic, and we'll definitely try to get you more Arabic content as we enter 2021. All right, just hydrating. I noticed when I talk a lot, my voice tends to start to go. When we're on holidays, we're not talking as much, right? We're resting, and then we get on a session and we need to hydrate lots. Yeah, you're welcome, Mohammed. My pleasure. You know I'm always about sharing resources, and that is what is going to help education improve and engagement. Right, so that's with great pleasure. All right, so let's get started. So Google Chat. Google Chat is one of the first updates. It actually came out on the 30th of November on the Google Calendar, and we're actually going to go to the release calendar momentarily. So all the updates that you see here on the Google slide, which is just a couple for today, the rest we're going to take directly from the Google Workspace calendar. And so this calendar here is where you can check for updates in the Google Workspace updates. They come out and they update here. And so if you want to find out updates, you can go directly to the calendar. It's workspace.google.com/what's new and calendar. If you find the information difficult to sift through, then of course we will always have it on the Google slide deck, some at the beginning of the session and others at the end. So the first one is related to Google Chat, came out as an update on the 30th of November, and is basically all about the conversations and integration with classic Hangouts. So it's a 15-day rollout that started on the 3rd of December, but it does say that it's potentially longer. So I know for ourselves down here in Jordan in the Middle East, sometimes we're one of the last schools to get the updates. Your school, if you're joining from a different part of the world, may have already seen those updates, and so congratulations if you have. However, if you haven't, regardless of where you are in the world, just sit tight. Google's got us covered. They got our back, and they are definitely going to make sure that all of the domains, all of the organizations who are subscribed to G Suite for Education, G Suite Enterprise for Education have the necessary updates in time. So basically, they're updating group conversations, and I've added some of the images from the updates to the slide deck for you. So when somebody new joins the group conversation, everybody else who's in the Google Chat group will be able to see that they joined, and they also have the chance to be the new person, the new member, to see the entire conversation. Even if they joined, they'll be able to scroll back up and play catch up on anything that they missed when they weren't in there. It also tells us that you can start a new chat directly from in the conversation. So this is more related to those who had conversations before December the 3rd, and how can they take advantage of the new feature updates by clicking on start a new chat with all the people that are in the Google Chat. And there's some great screenshots there. It's one of the best things that I love, guys, about the Google Workspace updates. And shout out in the chat and let me know what your favorite part is. But one of my favorite parts is that for someone who's visual like me, they always give us either GIFs, so moving animations to show us how to get to where we need to go, as you'll see in a couple of slides, or they give us images so that we can understand what they're referring to. So I really, really love that. And it kind of gives us an idea as to what's coming as well visually. more about the feature update. You can add and change members. Now, there's also information about the Google Vault retention policy, but this is more related for G Suite administrators, so I'm not going to get into it a lot. I will say, though, that I've added a section here from the update. It's not mine, it's from the Google Workspace updates for admins. So please make sure, like I'm forwarding this to my IT team for after the holidays so that they can also take a look and get this sorted for our school as well. Just make sure that they take a look at the retention rules and how to turn the chat history on or off. Anything that's listed blue in the Google slide deck, of course, is linked, and it takes you directly to the Google Workspace section where you can read up on the updates. And it's beautiful. Everything that you need there to learn about everything you need. If you're an IT administrator, G Suite administrator, and you weren't sure exactly what it means or how to do it, how to get the task done, I mean, then you can go here and everything you need to know is listed right here. I love it so much. Okay, cool. Let's move right along then. And also there's the Help Center, and so it's linked in there at the bottom. Group conversations in Hangouts, remember it used to be Classic Hangouts was before, will now begin to appear in Google Chat. So that migration is happening over the coming weeks, so stay tuned. However, group conversations in Hangouts will I'm just pausing for a second because I could have sworn I read also that the Hangouts will still remain in the Gmail, on the side of Gmail, when you log into Gmail, you'll still be able to connect there and chat there. I did read somewhere in the updates when I was doing this the last couple of days that that is still existing, but I will get back to you if not. Right now, we'll go with yes, that is the case. And if I check after and that's not the case, then I will put that in the description for the YouTube chat after the fact for you guys. But yeah, the Hangouts will still be there in the Google Chat side of things, and then Google Chat will still be a separate application that you can click on to interact with people in your community. Awesome. The second one that's included in this Google slide deck is improvements to PDFs that are imported into Google Docs. And so this is pretty cool. There's the GIF right there to show you how before it used to open up there, but now you can actually click at the top of the PDF and you can click on Open with Google Docs, and it will actually seamlessly take you directly into Google Docs. And what is really great is that it's going to include the image and any text wrapping related to the image so that it doesn't look really unformatted and really difficult. So this is a really great feature. I'm sure that's going to be really helpful for many people who wanted to use PDFs. There's also really great integration that Google's doing soon with Cami. If you haven't heard for Cami, you can connect with them at Use Cami app. And they also are a PDF editor that you can integrate with Google Classroom if your school is using Google Classroom for their learning management system. However, this is a really big improvement, and it's going to help a lot of people who use PDFs just to get it directly in there onto a Google Doc if you'd like your students collaborating that way. And the information you need to know is directly there in the Help Center. I'll just carefully move that down and it's linked in for you. Awesome. Okay, so now before we go to the last few slides, I'm going to move over to the release calendar, and I just want to go over a couple. Yeah, super awesome for PDFs, right, Denzel? It was really amazing update that happened. Okay, so let's just go through some of these updates. I picked out a few that I wanted, or I picked out in my head that I want to show you guys that is going to be important for term 2. The first one is customizing text and style in Google Sites. So if you are using Google Sites as a curation tool, a journaling tool, a content provision tool in your classrooms, then this is a really amazing thing. You can actually customize it. So before, if you're a Google Sites user like myself, before this update, you had to choose from the themes on the right-hand side of the Google Sites, and it basically dictated the style of font. Now, Google has said, hey, they need more choice in their creation. So they have done that, and they have allowed us now to create themes and still set fonts, colors, and styles the way we need it. And so all the details you need to know are there, and you can see the GIF in action on the right. It's on a 15-day gradual rollout starting on the 1st of December. And if you're on a scheduled rollout, then it starts on the 5th of January. And just to clarify, I don't think I mentioned this earlier on, guys, the difference between rapid release and scheduled release is very important. This is something that is set by your G Suite administrator or your IT manager for your school, and they will have set this at the beginning of your onboarding with Google Workspace. And it basically says how fast, when Google Workspace releases new updates for your school, how fast will your school get those updates? How fast before you actually see those in your own system? And so rapid release means that as soon as Google Workspace releases it, your school will automatically push it out to all of the users, like all the students, admins, teachers, etc., once it is given to your school's domain. And scheduled release usually means it's set to a few weeks after, so that administrators, maybe tech coaches, etc., have time to test the feature themselves before it's rolled out to the users at their school. So if you're not sure what your school is on, just check in with your IT manager or your G Suite administrator to see which schedule you guys are on. So that's a pretty cool update from Google Sites. The next one is originality reports. So exciting. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you or educators at your school are using originality reports for Google Classroom. Would love to know. This is a really awesome feature. You have a couple that come free if you're using G Suite for Education. If you're using G Suite Enterprise for Education, your educators actually have unlimited use for you and your students of originality reports. And so basically, it detects plagiarism across the document, but also against other students that are in the same classroom. And it's now going to, the update is basically, it's going to alert you when a document contains symbols from another alphabet or another writing system. So that's really, really cool. You can then review it, determine if it's legitimate or not. And you should also note that students who use the originality reports will not see this feature. So this specific update is just for educators. It's going to be automatically available when you have turned on originality reports in your classroom assignment, and it is on a 15-day gradual rollout that started on the 2nd of December. So all domains should have that right now, because that is for rapid and scheduled release alike. So really, really exciting update there. Okay, the other one I wanted to cover was the new no, I covered that one. There's a lot in here for the admins, by the way. So if you are a G Suite administrator, or you know the G Suite administrator at your school, or you report back to your IT manager, then definitely get them to check out the updates for December, especially these first 2 weeks. As you can see there, there's console updates. There's also app script updates. There's lots of there for the admins, Google Vault, etc. Okay, here we go. Improving search in Google Drive and on Android and iOS. All right, so there's new features for Google Drive mobile apps that's basically going to help you with productivity and efficiency when you're doing searches. So you're going to be able to see and rerun desktop and mobile searches. And there's a little GIF. I'm just going to carefully scroll down so you can see it while I'm talking. You can basically view and select intelligent suggestions as people type, including for people, searches, keywords, etc. So a little bit like when we type into Chrome browser, for example, and we are searching for whatever we're searching for at google.com, and it pulls up, it's like auto, right? It auto picks up what we're trying to type. So the same thing is now going to happen in Google Drive. So that should help a lot of people. I can't tell you how many people, even till now at my school and in different communities, asking, I'm really struggling to find something. And even though they have access to the advanced search in Google Drive, this is going to help so many people find things a lot quicker. So that's really awesome. Yes, and Google Workspace, fair play to them, have stated that that is the result of the working patterns that they observed during COVID-19. Awesome. All right, so let's take a look. There's just a couple more before we end off today. Okay, so those of you using Google Meet, and this has been updated, and so I'll come back to the red part in a second. Let's cover the feature first. So some Google Meet settings now sticky for education users, and notice the quotation marks around the word sticky. So based on feedback and really, really awesome work, if you are part of GEG Amman or another GEG globally and you've been pushing that feedback button inside your applications like Google Meet, Google Classroom, then this is awesome because Google listened to your feedback, and it's really, really important that they are adapting services to meet the needs of educators and students. So continue doing that, guys. It works. Basically, if you turn some of the features, you can stick them so that they don't turn off, and we'll get to those in just a second. So that if you turn them off during a meeting, they'll actually be saved for the next time you enter the meeting. This is going to apply to quick access. So if you're inside of a Google Meet and you turn the quick access toggle button off, usually after you close down the Google Meet, you would have to turn that toggle bar off again in order to turn the quick access off. But now what they're saying is you will be able to turn it off, and it's going to stick, meaning that setting will stay for the next time you log into Google Meet, as well as preventing students from sharing screen and chatting inside the Google Meet window. So this is going to happen for a specific meeting code, and it's not going to affect other meeting codes. So it also, if you change the settings in a nickname, one time, or instant meeting, it won't be saved. So that means that if you're using Google Classroom, and you log into the Google Classroom link that's in the banner of the Google Classroom, this sticky does not apply because Google Classroom Meet links are nicknamed unique link codes. So it's really, really important that you guys don't confuse this. So just to give you an idea, if you're creating a Google Calendar event, for example, and you want to create a Google Meeting link with the people that you're having the meeting with, then you can turn that off. And if you reuse that link for repeated meeting, let's say you're meeting with that person every week, then that quick access is going to stay off for the length of that repeat for that meeting code. However, if you are using it in a Google Classroom, this does not apply. So just make sure you guys are following that. Oh, Dr. Shahinaz is back. There she is. Dr. Shahinaz, welcome back. So nice to see you. And
I'm so sorry. I'm waiting for a while.
I'm really sorry. I had my window below and I didn't see you in the bottom of my StreamYard. So apologies,
No problem.
Dr. Shahinaz.
No problem. I think that I miss a lot of translation.
It's okay. I'm not going to waste everybody's time backtracking for everything unless you wanted to go over it in Arabic for straight. Did you want to cover everything?
I can cover everything briefly.
Wow. Okay, good. All right. Awesome. So let's go back briefly then. Dr. Shahinaz, I'll start here with the Google chat, and when you say next to me, I'll go down for you. Okay?
Okay. طيب معلش أولا بعتذر عن الخروج غير المقصود من الصفحة نتيجة لمشكلة في الخلل في شبكة الإنترنت، وفعلا دخلت من فترة لكن الهوست جي ما انتبهت إنه أنا موجودة. اعتذر. طيب اولا تحدثت عن جوجل شات والعديد من الجوجل سيرفيسز والخدمات تم تطويرها لورك سبيس، وحيكون فيها تعديلات عديده منها الجوجل شات، انه الجوجل شات تم تعديله من الهانج اوت الى جوجل شات، وحيكون في شاتنج او على شكل جروب مثلا، مجموعات متكامله وفيها تفاعليه اكثر، فيها حتتغير من الكلاسيك هانج اوت اللي كان اسمه هانج اوت وموجود صار في داخل الجيميل اكاونت. اوكي نيكست. this is ايوه الحاجه مهمه جدا جدا وفعلا فيتشرز او خدمه ظريفه جميله جدا جدا ومفيده حتقابلنا في البي دي اف، استخدام البي دي اف المدمج مع الجوجل دوكيومنتس. توفر خدمه الجوجل دوكيومنت خيار صغير موجود في اعلى الدوكيومنت، عند النقر عليه يمكن ان نفتح ملف البي دي اف ونطلب منه فتحه as جوجل دوكيومنت، ونفتح الملف البي دي اف as جوجل دوكيومنت، وسيتم جلب كل المعلومات الموجوده في ملف البي دي اف بما فيها الصور والتنسيق الداخلي، ولن اتعب في تنسيق الملف من بي دي اف الى جوجل دوكيومنت، وده خيار اعتقد مهم جدا ومفيد للجميع. نيكست. كذلك لديها GEG عمان كالندر بهذه الطريقة، جوجل كالندر في كل الويبينارز والأشياء المخطط لها والبلان المخطط له في العام القادم، يحتوي على عدة خطوات وعدة ويبينارات وسلاسل تدريبية مختلفة عند مفيدة جدا لكم. جوجل ورك سبيس ابديت، في ابديت كثيرة للخدمة المتكاملة للجوجل ورك سبيس، موجود منها كثير من الخدمات زي الجوجل سايت، حيتم تعديل الجوجل سايت بشكل محدد بحيث انه زادت فيه انواع الخط المستخدمه، زادت اساليب تنسيق الداخلي من الوان، كلرز موجوده في داخله تم تعديلها، الثيمات المختلفه الثيمز الممكن يستخدمها كذلك اصبحت متعدده ومختلفه، ممكن الشخص يختار منها ما يشاء ويعدل عليها كما يشاء، ويعدل في الاشياء حتى الداخليه داخل السايت بشكل اكبر واكثر اتاحيه واكثر امكانيه. حتى لو لاحظتوا السيتس حقت الالوان الموجوده اصبحت اكبر من الماضي، وفي كثير من التعديلات ممكن الشخص يعملها، حتى تعديل الخط وحجم الخط واشكاله وتوسيطه، كل الاشياء حتكون موجوده في جوجل سايت بشكل اكبر من السابق، والتحكم فيها كبير للمعلم، ممكن يكون الادمنستريتور او المدير والكوتش الموجود في المدرسه، كل الاشخاص ممكن يكون التحكم لديهم ويعطوا الاخرين صلاحيات مختلفه. ايوه نيكست.
Amazing translation, Dr. Shahinaz. What would I do without you? Thank heavens.
Thank you, G. Thank you.
Okay, next one I think was the originality reports.
ايوه، اذا والخطوه الحاجه المهمه كمان الاوريجيناليتي ريبورت او المدمجه في الجوجل كلاس روم. الجوجل كلاس روم او الصف الافتراضي من خلال جوجل كلاس روم ممكن ينشئ فكره التاكد من صحه او اصاله العمل الذي يقوم الطالب بتسليمه، بحيث ان كان العمل يعني من شخص اخر مشتق من شخص اخر او من جهه اخرى يتم تعليم الاشياء او توضيحها هايلايتد بالشكل الموجود يعني او الموجود لدى شخص اخر لو ما كان اصيل لدى الطالب. Next.
Awesome. I think that takes us now to, I think that brings us on track now, yes?
Yeah, I think that.
I think so too. That's awesome. Okay, great. External create, there we go, with multiple pages in Google Docs. Okay, so what's changing? Sorry, Google Workspace have made it easier to work with multiple pages in Google Docs. So I'm just going to scroll down so that you can see it as I'm talking. You can now change the page orientation on a per section basis. So before you had to go through page, file, and page in order to change the whole document. And now they're making it much easier. You can change the orientation, as you can see in the GIF on the screen, to just that page or that section will go in a different orientation.
تغيير اتجاه الصفحة كذلك تم وضعه في داخل الجوجل دوكيمنت، بحيث انه ممكن اغير اتجاه الصفحة الى افقي او رأسي من داخل الصفحة نفسها من غير ما احتاج لاي اضافات او اي عمليات اخرى. بضلل عليها واضغط على اورينتيشن او اتجاه الصفحة واختار الاتجاه افقي او رأسي.
I can't tell you, Dr. Shahinaz, how much this is going to help me and my educators when we have, just like you see here, a table, and we just want to make the page different size for just that one section. It's going to be super helpful.
It's very helpful. Yeah, it's very helpful.
Absolutely. So this is on a gradual release, guys, 15 days starting on December the 10th if you're on rapid release, and for scheduled release domains, it's 15 days starting on the 5th of January. So if you see these dates in your Google Workspace calendar, it basically means by middle or end of January, everybody should have the update.
والخيارات كلها والتنسيقات الموجودة حاليا تحدثت عنها جورجينيا ستكون متاحة بإذن الله من 5 يناير بعد 15 يوم إن شاء الله من الآن، أو ماكسيمم أو أقصى حد لحد آخر يناير إن شاء الله، وتكون متوفرة للجميع بإذنه تعالى.
إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله.
That's awesome. Okay, great. Again, more for the admins here on the 10th. So make sure that you're letting your G Suite administrators know that they need to get on here and take a look at everything that's coming. This one here is for Google Meet with Nest Hub Max. I don't know about your area, Dr. Shahinaz, but it's not in Jordan yet. So I'm not going to review this update. Do you think Google Nest is in, Nest Hub is in Sudan?
No, it's not. It's not here.
It's not here in Jordan either, so I'm going to skip over that one. But if your country or your area in EMEA does have access to the Nest Hub, I know like GEG UK will have access to that, then please make sure you take time to review that. Again, more admin console settings. Sorry, go ahead, Dr. Shahinaz.
No problem. الإضافة الأخيرة اللي تحدثت عنها جورجينا اللي هي تخص مستخدمي الماك هاب، التحديث الجديد الذي لم تقريبا أغلب الدول العربية ما نزل فيها، لذلك لن تتحدث عنها، لكن ممكن أشخاص موجودين في دول أخرى تم تفعيل الأبديت والهاب الجديد للماك ممكن يستخدموه بشكل عادي. بالضغط على الرابط تتحصل على كل المعلومات اللي تريدها.
Awesome. This one here is really exciting for us, Dr. Shahinaz, here in other parts of the world. We have additional language support for live captions in Google Meet.
Yay.
I'm so excited. Okay, so not all languages yet, guys, just be aware. However, they have now is available French, German, Portuguese, and Spanish, okay? And more will be coming soon. So if you speak one of those languages, and it is super important for our schools too, Dr. Shahinaz, for students who are learning any of those languages as a second language in our schools, right? So it is a super helpful tool, especially for any international students from those home countries who are living abroad in countries here in the Middle East. It will definitely help them as well.
أضيفت كذلك إضافة جديدة على الجوجل ميت في اللايف سيشنز أو اللايف ويبينارز اللي هي عدد من اللغات تم إضافتها جديدا. هي فعلا لا تدعم جميع اللغات وإنما تدعم الفرنسية، الألمانية، البرتغالية والأسبانية، وقد تكون مفيدة جدا للأشخاص الذين يتعلمون في بلاد أخرى يستطيعون اختيار اللغة التي تناسبهم كالترجمة التي تظهر في داخل الجوجل ميت لترجمة كلام المتحدث في نفس اللحظة.
And check this out, Dr. Shahinaz, they have a special comment for our region here in EMEA and APAC saying that more will be available, more languages coming in early 2021. So we can stay tuned for that.
وكذلك هنالك تعليق إنه كثير من اللغات سيتم دعمها في بداية 2021 بإذن الله، فسنترقب هذه الإضافات.
And just remember, guys, this caption setting is sticky. So that means that if it's not a Google Classroom link, it's not a unique link code, you can turn the captions on and that will be a sticky feature that will stay on if you've turned it on for a specific link code.
أيوة نعم. وكذلك تظل هي مغلقة ولكن تحتاج إلى تفعيلها وفتحها on ليتم استخدامها.
Awesome. Okay, guys, so we're a few minutes over, but I'm just going to finish because we only have 1 or 2 more to go. There haven't been too many for during the holiday season. And so we did the additional language and Google Meet access on or off for Google Calendar. And then we will tie it up for the day. Okay, so here, again, guys, this is talking about the quick access, okay? And they're talking specifically here about the feature for Google Calendar. So turning Quick Meet access on and off for Google Calendar. It says here in the red that it was updated to reflect a rollout pace change, and it's been extended to a longer than 15 days. So they previously stated it would be a 1 to 3 day turnaround time, but now it's going to be longer, possibly longer than 15 days, starting on the 15th of December. So we probably won't see this quick access feature update for Google Calendar links until closer to beginning or middle of January, I would predict.
كذلك هنالك خيار الدخول السريع للروابط الجوجل درايف وغيرها بإذن الله، وكذلك الكويك اكسس او الدخول السريع حتى في الجوجل ميت وغيره يتم باذن الله ادخاله في 15 ديسمبر او ميبي يعني شويه اكثر تاخيرا من ذلك، لكن عموما هي الخيارات موجوده وسيتم استخدامها بشكل قريب باذن الله، سنترقبها.
Okay. And I was just rereading over the meeting code. Perfect. Okay, great. Well, thank you for the translation there. And I just want to check, no, that's for admins. Guys, I think that was it. This is a Google device policy for iOS. Okay, it's the 1st of January, but since that's in a couple days, let's just take a quick look together now. So a Google device policy for iOS. Actually, I haven't even read this one myself. That's just recently added. So quick launch summary. So the Google device policy app won't support mobile devices running on iOS version 10 or lower. Okay, so this is important, Dr. Shahinaz. So from the new year, from 2021, if we're using mobile device management systems, so in our consoles, if we're using like Chromebooks, for example, and we're managing our devices, it won't actually be supported unless the devices are running on iOS version 10 or higher. So any device that is running on a lower operating system will not be supported in the Google device MDM. So that's actually quite important. And yes, it's important for IT and G Suite administrators, but you should be aware also, hopefully in the current situation and the current day and age, you are able to identify the operating system for the mobile device you're using. If not, just check in your settings in your device to be able to know, but make sure that you're keeping it regularly updated. It needs to be on a minimum of version 10.
Yeah. كما كذلك هنالك أمر مهم جدا جدا تمت الإشارة إليه، أنه في العام 2021 الادمن او المدير الصفحه او الخدمات ورك سبيس الخاصه بجوجل لن يستطيع استخدام الخدمه ما لم يكن، خصوصا اذا كان يستخدم الاي او اس بجميع انواعها، الماك بوكس ولا الكروم بوكس ولا غيره، لن يستطيع الدخول ما لم يكون البرنامج التشغيلي الخاص بالجهاز محدث، ويجب ان يكون على الاقل التحديث 10 او الفيرجن 10 لازم يكون او اعلى من فيرجن 10، لذلك يرجى التاكد من تحديث برنامج الجهاز قبل ذلك الزمان.
Thank you. And I would say, guys, this is just like general maintenance, right? Always keep your software up to date, always clean your cookies, as I like to tell my students in fun ways when we're talking about digital citizenship and staying safe online, etc., etc. So just make sure that you're keeping everything up to date as best you can. So that brings us to the end of the December workspace updates, guys. Not too many, only a few in the first half, but many for the IT administrators. So make sure, again, you encourage them to take take a look at this. And I am going to drop the link for the What's New calendar here in the YouTube chat, so you guys can have access to that as well. So just before we close off the session for today, wanted to invite everybody at GEG Amman to give us your feedback for 2020. What were some of the things that you really enjoyed participating in the GEG Amman events? I know we had a few in-person events at the very, very beginning of 2020 before COVID hit. And then we had obviously a lot of virtual events like our monthly webinars at the end of every month. So please, please, please take some time. This is embedded with a link, and I'll go ahead and drop that link also in the YouTube chat. Please feel free to fill that in. It is in the process of being translated into Arabic. Shout out to GEG Sudan, obviously, and GEG Muscat for their help with that. And in the meantime, if you're joining and would like to share your feedback with us, then you can do so in English. The Arabic should be done in the next couple of days. And this is really going to help us, guys. GEG Amman and myself, Dr. Shahinaz, all the other leaders across the region, we all are here to help educators, to help education leaders, to help your students. And so what do you guys need? Do you guys need more sessions? Do you want to hear from us? Do you want Google Meet synchronous, where we can actually talk together instead of being live on YouTube Air? Do you want to see us weekly? Do you want to see us quarterly? Like, the things are changing now, right, guys? 2021 is just around the corner, and we have come such a long way this year, right, Dr. Shahinaz? So please take the time. Let us know, hey, actually, we're a lot more confident with using Google in the classroom with our students and our colleagues. And so, yeah, we don't need as many sessions. Or, hey, I'd like to help deliver a session. Let me join you and Dr. Shahinaz and Mutassim and everybody else on GEG Amman, and I'd love to share some Googliness. So if you are Googly and you would like to share, then GEG Amman is definitely the place. So grab the link from the YouTube chat, and it's also here on the slide deck embedded in the image, and take a few minutes, fill it out, let us know what you'd like to see for 2021.
كذلك سيتم وضع رابط بإذن الله لتقييم تجربة GEG عمان في الفترة السابقة 2020 وما تتمنون أن تجدوه من GEG عمان في 2021. الرابط الذي سيتم وضعه بإذن الله هو جوجل فورم لجمع استبانة، لجمع أو لاستطلاع آرائكم بخصوص النشاطات السابقة وما تتمنون أن تجدوه في العام القادم. كذلك الجروبات، جميع جروبات أو مجموعات GEG هي موجودة فعلا لخدمة المعلم، لخدمة الذي يستطيع تقديم خدمة أجود للطالب، لذلك عبر جميع الوسائل سواء كان تعليم تزامني أو غير تزامني. نود معرفة آرائكم بحيث حددوا لنا إن كنتم تودوا أن تروننا بشكل أسبوعي، كل 3 أشهر مرة، ربع سنوي، ما فكرتكم؟ حتى تقييمكم للفترة السابقة، هل كانت الدورات مكثفة أكثر من اللازم؟ هل كانت أقل من المعتاد؟ إذا كان أي شخص منكم لديه المقدرة على المشاركة ولديه الفكرة عن الإيثيك أو الإديوكيشنال تكنولوجي، التقنية في التعليم التي يستطيع فعلا مشاركتنا، فمرحبا به في GEG عمان، ويستطيع تقديم ما يريد من خلال هذه المنصة بإذنه تعالى.
It's so awesome. And I'm sure, I know, shout out to GEG UK, our friends, Darren and Amman and the team over there that sent out a feedback form earlier this week too. It's really, really important, just like we do in the classroom with our students. It's really important that we're always getting feedback from our community, whether that's classroom, whole school, or in a GEG. So thank you for taking the time in advance, a few minutes, to let us know what you're interested in seeing for 2021. Before I close off the session, I wanted to give it back to Dr. Shahinaz and ask her if she has any shout outs that she'd like to give to her team and exciting events that she is currently doing in her GEG. Just give her a chance to shout out her team a bit.
Yeah, thank you, Georgina. First of all, I would like to thank you and thank GEG Amman for giving me this opportunity to be a part of your wonderful network. Thank you very much. And it's very exciting to be here with you, Georgina, today. I would like to shout for my GEG Sudan. They are doing great work despite the all difficulties that facing GEG Sudan. We have a lot of difficulties, as I told you. Google services are maybe not all, but a lot of them are prohibited for us in Sudan. My teachers and my group in GEG Sudan, they can't access the teacher center, so they can't attend or read even the resources about Google Educator Level 1 or Level 2 training, but we are trying our best. I use to copy all the text in Google Certified Educator Level 1, and each unit, I deliver each unit as a PDF file for my group, so they can study about that. And then I prepare like a session about a practical session for the Google services. And I can't do a lot of them without VPN. I have to open my VPN on, then I can use Google Classroom, and I can tell my group about how wonderful Google Classroom. So it's very difficult for them, and I would like to thank them all for being committed for educational technology, and for being for their willingness that and they are having these days. All the difficulties we have and the health situation all around us, but they are trying to do their best. We have a very big project coming next days. It's to train all GEG Sudan signed maybe that it's like an advocacy meeting with the admin of the administration of or the manager of the training, professional learning training at the Ministry of Education. And we offer them that we can, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, we will train all the educators in Sudan on EdTech. Maybe like we will branch this work in branches, and each of us will work together as team, but it's a GEG Sudan effort. It will be a GEG Sudan effort.
Congratulations, Dr. Shahinaz. What an amazing initiative. And I know you're working so hard with your team, and I'm so sorry that things have not been easy, you know, with that situation down in Sudan. And for the rest of the world watching, this is life in the Middle East and Africa. Sometimes it's very exciting, sometimes it's very challenging. But with thanks to people like Dr. Shahinaz, who are very passionate and take initiative to support the community, there is move forward in education, and we're so grateful to have Dr. Shahinaz, and I'm sure Google appreciate you and your team so much as well, Dr. Shahinaz, to support that move forward with Google Workspace and G Suite for Education. And so congratulations, and thank you for your leadership. Everything that you're doing is just phenomenal. Yeah, and I'd like to thank you for joining GEG Amman today, because without you, I wouldn't have had any Arabic content. So thank you so much for your insight.
You are great. You are great, Georgina. Thank you very much
for sharing your time during the holiday season. Lastly, I'd like to shout out to Denzel and Mohammed and a few others who joined in the chat. So if you are watching with us live, thank you so much for taking time out of your holiday to join and share in all things Googley with us. And if you are joining asynchronously after the session and you're watching the replay, then make sure to connect with us here at GEG Amman. Here is the Twitter. Here's the Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube on the end of the slide deck. I'll be sure to add the link into the YouTube description after the session. And thank you for taking time to watch this over your holiday as you get ready for an exciting term too. If you do happen to use out any of our Googley Treats from December, please make sure to tag us at GEG Sudan and GEG Amman with some creative ways that you have integrated either audio books, borrowed books, awesome sessions from Ditch Summit, Libro FM, or awesome music or sound effects into your slide decks, then tag us and let us know. Congratulations again to all of those who are achieving their Google Certified Educator Level 1, Level 2 trainer and or coach to finish off the 2020 year. And good luck to all those who are going to be taking their certification exams in the next week and beyond into 2021. We're really excited and looking forward to an epic year together. So on behalf of GEG Amman and Dr. Shahinaz and GEG Sudan, we'd like to thank everybody for everything you guys are doing to support your education communities locally, regionally, and globally as well. We appreciate so much everything you guys are doing in this challenging situation. And we are looking forward so much to an epic year together in 2021. So stay safe, stay healthy, and stay googly. And until next time, guys, we'll see you at the end of January for our first 2021 edition at the end of January. Take care, guys.
Take care. Thank you. Bye.